Hello, today I'm going to talk about Mentimeter versus Nearpod. Both of them are useful online assessment tools that we can use in our classrooms to better facilitate instruction and also provide instantaneous feedback. We can also use assessment tools inside our lessons that'll give us real-time data so that we know our students' pace and we know the level at which they're learning. I like both of these platforms because both of them have different types of assessment. So a Nearpod, you can create multiple choice questions, open-ended response questions you can draw, which is really hard if you don't actually have like a touch screen. But what's really cool is they have a flip grid option now. So we've learned that we can see our students' faces, we can hear their voices, and that's a great way to help practice some of those language skills. Whether it's history, English, or even math, we want to hear the students justify their thoughts and critically think. Mentimeter is very similar. You can have multiple choice, open-ended responses. Both of these lessons allow you to import videos. And when you import videos, then you're not just looking at the same person talking over and over, so it's not just one video, but instead it's multiple videos, it's feedback videos, it's videos of other people, it's engaging videos and things that can really help students feel connected to the material they're learning. Both of these platforms are online lessons like a PowerPoint, but a more engaging PowerPoint. So you create slides in both of them. And within those slides, we have our different assessments. Both of them allow you to import presentations. So you can import from Nearpod, or when you create a Nearpod, you can create a lesson in Google Slides and then use that same lesson with Nearpod. So when you have your Google Slide open, you have to use an add-on, and the add-on through Nearpod will help you access all these really cool assessment tools. Mentimeter is a little bit different. When you go to import, it actually brings up a purchasing price. So it costs money to use Mentimeter. But the cool thing about Mentimeter is that you can use PowerPoint, Excel, Google Slides. So it's really Microsoft friendly, whereas Nearpod is really more of a Google application, which that can be helpful too, because if you're using Google Classroom, which I'm sure a lot of people do. Both of these lessons allow live audiences, so you can present it up on a board. And when you present it up on the board, then you can see students actually interacting with the material. You can see the pace of students working, where most of your class is in order to help students move along. Different uses for Mentimeter and Nearpod. You could use them in a flipped classroom. You can launch videos within the platforms and have that assessment data coming into your class so that you can take that data and you can use that with your face-to-face class whenever you do a task or a project-based assignment. I think also when I have a sub, I don't like to waste my sub days. So these different types of platforms can allow students to still interact with you and still actually get something out of sub days, so you're not losing instructional time. Another part of it is that I like to see different methods for students to solve. So as a math teacher, I like to see how different kids think about approaching different problems. And when I allow students to, draw two different graphs in two different ways, I think it's really powerful to learn different perspectives. Both gather data about how a student is feeling about a lesson so that we can better understand our own instruction and move forward from there. So the big thing, what I really wanted to show you is something that I've learned recently, is in Nearpod, they have this new feature for putting in videos. So when you click that you're going to create a new video, you can actually use a YouTube video. So a screencast will let you create a YouTube video link. And you can search certain videos that you create. You can also look at different subject areas here. But if I search within YouTube, or I can upload a video from YouTube, maybe I want to talk about polynomials. Sorry for all you non-mathy people. When I talk about polynomials, maybe I really like this video. And what I can do is I can use this video in my lesson. I can then create a Nearpod within a video. So here's my YouTube video added. And then from my video, I watch the parts that I want. And if there's a certain part that I really want to hit on, you can add an activity. Right now, they only have open-ended questions and multiple choice questions. But I really think that as time goes on, they're going to add more and more assessment tools that we can have in our videos. So I think what would be really good is if teachers were creating their own videos, kids could hear the voices from their teachers or hear the voice of their teacher, and then they could have feedback that is more aligned with what teachers are teaching. So overall, I think both of these platforms are beneficial. I definitely gravitate towards Nearpod more just because like these prices are crazy. So, but I think this is really cool, especially if you're really a Microsoft person. And also, this Mentimeter is more geared towards getting students' own reflection on how they feel about something. They can scale, they can rank how they feel about certain subjects. And there's also a lot of really cool graph examples that you can put in. So you can put in grids. You can make it a competition. So there's just different aspects of both of them. And I think that Mentimeter is worth exploring. And I hope that maybe as online learning shifts more and more predominant in education, I think that these kind of assessment tools will become more available to us. So overall, both of them are beneficial. Students are not just watching a video. They're not just watching you present information. They're actually engaging with the material. They're clicking through different games. They're clicking through different assessments. And we're getting feedback within our lessons. We're not just limited to one type of instruction. So students can draw, they can watch, they can click, and it's ultimately going to help us drive up student engagement.